Okay. A very warm welcome to all our enthusiastic participants from across time zones joining us today. My name is Shreya Rania Chaudhary, and I will be your co-host for this session, along with my colleague, Ms. Shrivanshi Asthana. For all our new participants joining us today, Five Elements Sustainable Development Group is a consultancy and a collaborative network of institutional and individual partners committed to the UN Sustainable Development Goals under the mentorship of our chairman, Mr. Arun Amritam. We are on a mission to foster collaboration and consummate synergies impact to achieve impact at the nexus of smart cities and smart villages, renewable energies, essential technologies for development, impact finance, and consulting. The Gender Justice India webinar series is brought to you by Five Elements SDG, where we bring on thought leaders, policy practitioners, and subject matter experts from around the world to engage with and discuss a plethora of issues related to the gendered nature of society, polity, culture, and economy. Before I introduce our esteemed guest for the evening, let me humbly reiterate a few house rules. Respected participants are requested to keep their microphones muted and are encouraged to type in the comments and questions in the chat box. We will be taking it up during the Q&A session following the presentation. For your information, this webinar will be recorded for our Five Elements SDG YouTube channel. For discussing the very crucial topic of rural entrepreneurship, we were supposed to be joined by Ms. Uttara Narayan, who is the co-founder and managing trustee of BuzzWomen. Unfortunately, due to some unforeseen circumstances, she has requested that Ms. Yashoda Raghavendra fill in for her. Ms. Raghavendra is the program manager and change maker at BuzzWomen. With almost two decades of experience working in rural development, community coordination, public relations, and human resources. An alumnus of Bangalore and Mysore universities, Ms. Raghavendra is an accomplished management professional who has previously worked with the Karnataka Urban Water Supply and Drainage Board, City Managers Association for Urban Planning, Karana Rural Development Society, SOS Children's Villages International, and BAIF Foundations, among others. It is an honor to host you, Ms. Raghavendra. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Shreya. Thank you for 5G and the team for giving me such an opportunity to talk about what Buzz is doing with respect to rural women, especially, and we are more focused only towards women empowerment, basically. And to start with, let me introduce myself first. I, being from a middle class family and from the rural background, I was always urging to join for the organization which works for women empowerment. And when I met Uttara, then when we thought that our ideas and thoughts are similar, then I joined Buzz in 2018. Actually, then after 2018, when we both were working together for about 2 years, we thought, what is the core USP of us? Okay, so by finding out what is that, we are really we are into just working for whether women empowerment, whether the model is slightly fitting in, then we thought that it should be a decentralized model. So let me start with the presentation. Just a minute. Is it visible?
As of now.
No.
Sorry?
Not as
No,
of now. No,
it's
it's
not.
not visible.
Oh my God. Still, it's not?
Now we see you. A while ago, we were seeing the 5 elements background. We saw something else other than you, but it was not your presentation.
Okay.
Would you like to send it to one of us and start talking, or
Yes, I am sharing it.
you are sharing it?
Yes, I am.
You can move on to the next slide. Yeah. See, at Buzz, the problem statement, what we identified is there is the photo is Devama, who is the first woman whom we trained in Tumkur, a nearby district in southeast Karnataka. And when Uttara, who is our co-founder, she was a trainer when she started Buzz, actually. When she met Devama, at that time, the problem statement, what we identified is she was burdened by a lot of debt, and her income was very low, and she was with a very abusive. She was in a very abusive environment where she was beaten up with, drunkard husband, and she has a lot of social constraints. So, having seen this whole problem statement, the underlying factors is next slide, please. So the previous one, sorry. Yeah, the main factors for these problems with Devama is lack of knowledge, skills, and tools to manage her finances, and the poor business skills also. She was basically tailor, and she is not able to manage her business, and lack of problem solving skills, and she was in a very remote location where she finds very difficult to even come to a taluka point. So this was the case of all the 3 million women whom we have met. One or the other way were quite similar kind of problems what these women were facing. So this was the mission of Buzz to actually work on this underlying problems. So what is that women were not able to come out. So that's where the Buzz India started. Actually, we empower women to be independent thinkers and problem solvers for their personal and community problems. We take a bus to their doorstep and give them a space to gain the knowledge, skills, and tools. We build the capacity through financial skills, business skills, and personality development skills. Next slide, please. So as I said, our mission is to equip underserved women with knowledge, skills, and opportunity at their doorsteps. So how we do this is we have a van, a mobile academy. We call it as a mobile academy, a modified van, which carries trainers, canopy, chairs, tent, all the training properties in the bus, and it goes to the last mile of the city. A village, even the hamlets where there is no bus facility. We reach to that hamlets, and our trainers, we conduct 2 half-a-day sessions. in that 2 half-a-day sessions, but there will be a gap of minimum 3 days to maximum 1 week. In the first day, we cover 4 modules. Basically, the 3 components which we cover is financial management, basic entrepreneurship skills, and personality development. In these 2 half-a-day session, in the second day, end of the day, we choose one Gelati. Gelati is actually in Kannada, Gelati means friend. So we thought to make this a decentralized model, hence the Gelati program popped in. And this Gelati, who has been chosen from among those women whom we train for about 30 to 50 group of women, they either select or sometimes individually women volunteer to become Gelati. And this Gelati, a friend, will be a friend for Buzz as well as for the community. So to build the capacity of this Gelati, our one more program or initiative we are running, and which is deeply focusing and in the village community development work, is that this Gelati is being handholded by our Gelati facilitators. Gelati facilitators are our staff who has been selected from the local, at the village level or taluka level, and she has to take care of these Gelatis for about 100 Gelatis, where she daily in touch with these Gelatis. She travels about 4 to 5 villages on a daily basis. So she covers 100 villages on a monthly basis. And once she meets this Gelati, this Gelati facilitator enrolls. Next slide, please. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. See, there is a bus which takes the training to the village. Once we complete the 2 half-a-day sessions, then the Gelati program pops in. We call Gelati as a community anchor, and it is a purely volunteer model. Once we enroll this Gelati, she voluntarily declares that she is willingly, there is a willingness for her to join this Gelati program, and she would love to support the community with whatever handhold support we give it to this Gelatis. Once this 10 nearby villages Gelatis are enrolled, these 10, she forms one circle at Panchayat level. The Gelati facilitator forms the circles at Panchayat level, and for 10 such Gelatis will form one circle, and for each circles, so there will be a 10 circles. Each Gelati facilitator has to handle these 10 circles, and she will conduct the meetings in these 10 circles on a monthly basis. So we call this as a circle meetings, and in this circle meeting on a monthly basis, we build the capacities of these Gelatis to become a community leaders. And we have a Spurti fellowship module where we mainly we cover on a self-awareness, the first module, and the second module we cover basically on the communication and listening skills. And third one, we will train the Gelatis more on what is community. Then in the fourth module, we train her how to outreach in the community and how to take the program in the community. Once she has been once she completes this overall Spurti module, then she has to start the beehive meetings with the woman whom she has been trained in the Self-Shakti first 2 half-a-day session. We call it as a Self-Shakti trainings, whom she has been trained along with 30 to 50 women. She has to form the beehive meetings where she anchor that meeting in her own village, where that is the platform where they will solve their own problems, where all these women, they solve either personal problems, they will discuss and they find the solution in the same platform. They first start with their personal problems, and the other women will help her to come out, find the solutions in the meetings. And later in the most second and third meetings, they'll get into the community problems, and they will find the solution there itself. This is the beehive meetings, what they themselves, the Gelati will anchor the meeting. in her own village with the woman whom she was trained in the first 2 half-a-day sessions. So this is the sustainable model what we are looking for, because this Gelati and the women, they are all these days they think that for their own problems there is some third party will come, either government schemes or somebody has to take care of this, some political leaders, they will take care of these community problems. But actually we have triggered and nudged in this Gelati programs, say through the Spurti modules, they'll come to know that no, they are not the victims. There is a problem in the community and in the family, but they have to solve themselves. Not the third party will solve these problems. So this is the model. And the Buzz Digital, we have not yet touched on that part, but Buzz Vyapar, under Buzz Vyapar, in the same Beehive meetings, we also select 3 green motivators, where we have one more parallel line called Buzz Green, where we are giving the awareness on climate change. And these 3 green motivators, again, they will be trained on a monthly basis on what is water, on a conservation model, and less usage of plastic. So we have 5 modules where we cover only for these green motivators, where we are giving the awareness basically on the climate action part, climate change and climate action, how they have to adopt the climate action. And Buzz Vyapar, under Buzz Vyapar, same in the Beehive meetings, we will identify the entrepreneurs who are tailors, animal husbandry, or some petty shop owners. So the women who are running these business, we identify again some women and we train them on what is business and what are their strengths, weaknesses, and how to identify customers, what is revenue, what is profits. So we train basically these entrepreneurs into these elements we cover in these 5 modules. So we are basically first build the capacity of the Gelatis, then into green, then Vyapar. So this is our path towards the sustainable change. Next slide, please. Yeah. See, we want to, for women empowerment, we thought that women is the center of change, and as a change agent, we thought we are working on cash, that is a Vyapar program, climate is a Buzz Green, and community is what Gelati program, and confidence is again the Spurti fellowship module. Care is something we are thinking to build a curriculum, or we are thinking to network with the mental and physical health awareness networks, so that we can also give awareness and a care for women under the Bus Care wing. Next slide. Yeah, Shreya, have you got the 7-minute documentary?
No,
Has Uttara shared?
No, unfortunately not.
Oh, okay. You can move on to the next slide. Yeah, our doorstep is actually our USP is actually taking doorstep trainings. I mean, we take the trainings to the rural women, since when we came to know that women are engaged with too many activities and they find very difficult to travel from our village to our taluka point. That's why the bus has been designed, and the bus reaches, and we take all the skills, knowledge, and the tools to the doorstep of the women. That is a main USP. Next slide. Yeah, the impact we have reached so far 2.5 lakh women, and we are right now present in 6 districts of Karnataka, mainly Tumkur, Bangalore, urban and rural, Chitradurga, Chikkaballapura, Kolar, and Ramnagara. Next slide. Yeah. when we started in 2012, Uttara started Devamma, and sorry, Buzz, and when she met Devamma, and I stayed, when as I told, she was burdened with lot of debt, low income, and abuse in environment. But after our training, and after she undergoing Spurti program and all, now Devamma, she initiated a de-addiction for her drunkard husband. She has become an entrepreneur. Now she has opened a small petty shop along with her tailor business. Now she has cleared all her debts, and she has a saving of about 1.5 lakh rupees, and she has no loans, and she has become a problem solver. And she now she is our Gelati, who has started SHG in a village, and she on a monthly basis, without being supported by Buzz also, she is running this beehive meeting successfully. And in our recent meeting, we called her as a guest recently. When Uttara met her, she asked for a 5,000 rupees loan before we started a training with her, to her. But now she came to our office, and she said, why can't we start a Mahila bank, women bank, where all women can save, and when where they can transact. So that's what our idea. And now it's very happy to see Devamma. She frequently visits our office. Next. Hello, I can't see this slide. Hello.
Yeah. Is it visible?
Just a moment.
It says organization.
Can you make it a little bigger?
No, I think it has a fixed size. So can you see the organizational milestones?
Yeah, that I can see.
Yeah. I mean, this is full screen.
Otherwise, let's skip it and go ahead.
Yeah. Challenges.
Yeah. We have a lot of challenges actually at the operation point. Mobilization of women. In the recent days, it is a challenge. Earlier, till 2019, before COVID, it was not that challenge, because we have obtained a permission from the government department, Women and Child Department, where we have permission to train or mobilize, where the Anganwadi teachers has to mobilize for us. The Anganwadi teachers, Anganwadi is a government network which has a presence in all the villages. So Anganwadi teachers has to mobilize for us. So only recent, the COVID times, it is challenge, and the building trust in the community. Yeah, that is a challenge, because we have to call this woman on a monthly basis, where she has to do a beehives, and there is a lot of expectation, and to change their behavior, it's a lot of challenge. And so this building the trust in the community is a challenge, and enforcing our SOPs within the team, because actually all the 40% of our team members are from the rural background, and we recruit the rural team, because they have to travel a lot to the rural places. So if from the city people, it's very difficult, and they can't relate to the rural women's problems or their expectations. So most of our team members are from a rural setup, so enforcing SOPs is a challenge.
Shivanshi, you're on mute.
Apologies. So I was saying that like my heartfelt thanks to you, Ms. Raghavendra, for that very informative presentation detailing the path-breaking work that you and your team are doing at BuzzWomen. We shall now embark upon the Q&A session. Please type your questions in the chat box if you have them, or you can go ahead and raise your hand and I can allow you to unmute. Please keep your questions brief and to the point. For any more queries following the session, it can be mailed to us at 5elements.sdg@gmail.com. So the first question that I have for you personally is that what is the response from men in the community, men as well as the elders in the community of the Galatis? So when you choose these women, when you train these women, what is the general reaction? Are they receptive, or is there, like, are there any quirks to their response?
Yeah, see, since Anganwadi teacher mobilizes women for the first session, when we enter into the village along with the bus, they just come in for the training, thinking that it's just 2 hours, and they are not supposed to travel outside their village. So probably that itself is helping to gather the women, because we are going to their doorstep. That is a one thing. Second thing, this men, most of the men, they are dropping their wives for our trainings. Especially for the circle meetings and the sputis, because we teach them how to manage the finances, and mainly the savings. And most of the women, they started accounting, writing the books. Bookkeeping is something which most of the 99% of the women are doing now. I think it is nowhere harming their daily work, what they do. So most of the men, they stand around our trainings when we do our trainings, and we have got a very good feedback from the elders, especially because they say that, so these are the things which each woman have to learn. And our trainings are the methodology is such that they will be engaged either games or role plays and the videos. So there is no lecture kind of a training. So that the support is really good.
Dr. Ranjana Kumari is here with us. Hello, ma'am. So she says that it's a very interesting model. And Ms. Gargi Nangalia says that it's a very comprehensively made presentation. Akansha Sinha says that it's very interesting. I work for Sobus Insight, working to support rural social entrepreneurs. So do we have more questions? Would anyone like to unmute and ask their question? Yeah, so in the meantime, my second question, yeah, okay, so Gargi has a question. So would you like to go ahead and unmute yourself, Gargi, and ask your question? It's fine. She says it's too noisy here, understandable. So she asks, ma'am, if you could shine some light on if there are any volunteering opportunities at your organization, and what kind of entrepreneurial training do you provide? That is Akansha's question.
Volunteering opportunity, of course, we are looking for volunteers who can, as I said, if there are volunteers who can train our team on professionalism in the field. And the volunteers who can help us in taking our entrepreneurs' data, where they find a lot of difficulties in giving us their data. So if there are volunteers, of course, we are very happy to take up this volunteers into our work. Sorry, what's your second question?
Yeah, the second question was asked by Akansha. She asks whether what kind of entrepreneurial training do you provide to the women?
It is a basic entrepreneurship skills. What is, who is a customer, how to identify the customer, and what is revenue, what is profit, SWOT analysis, and how to do a business health checkup. So these are the modules which we cover for in the entrepreneurial training.
Okay, so Arun has his hand up. So please unmute and ask your question, Arun.
Thanks, Shivanshi. First of all, thanks to Yashoda for bringing your BuzzWomen model to us today and for explaining this to our audience. We appreciate that greatly. Thanks to you and to Uttara. Thanks to Shivi and to Shreya also for hosting the session. Great. The question I have, Yashoda, is when you have such a sustainable model that has been able to reach 2.5 lakh women in 6 districts in Karnataka, what are your intentions, plans, measures for scaling? Because the problem in India very often is that we have pockets of excellence, we have best practices, they are contained within an organization, within a region, within a group of people. How can we scale what are the lessons, following, I think you said you started in 2011 or 2012, so almost a decade of experience. What are the key lessons and how can they be scaled and taken to other parts of India to reach more women? Thank you.
Yeah, scalable model, our vision, our aim is to reach 1 crore women. And we have decided to operate only in Karnataka, not in any other states of India. That is one thing. And to scale, this is, since we have a Galatis in every village, the only challenge is the operation part and mainly a funding part. Since the CSR funds are very, flex, this thing, what to say, it is not constant. It is not regular also due to a lot of issues, and there are to convince these funders is also what Uttara is finding very challenging. Then we thought, why can't we start Shakti Fund? Shakti Fund is, we are thinking that asking women to contribute 1 rupee per day. The women whom we have trained, anyhow, we are connected with all these 2.5 lakh women with the help of Galatis. We are still in touch with all these 2.5 lakh women with the help of Galatis, and we are meeting these Galatis on a monthly basis. So we are thinking to raise the fund with the women itself. If she contributes, and with that money, we can reach more women. It's like I have trained now. So with 1 rupee per day, I can that will help to train 1 more women.
This was going to be my follow-up question. How sustainable is it if you are relying on CSR funds and grants? And you have given one example of how that is possible, because I do, sustainability has three pillars. It's the financial pillar, the social pillar, and the environmental pillar. So
Yeah.
unless it breaks even financially as well, scaling becomes a problem. R&D
Correct.
becomes a problem.
Yeah.
Developing into new regions is a problem. So
Yeah.
generating your own funds has to be part of the model for growth, for
Yeah.
sustainability. Yeah, yeah.
That is the plan. We have not yet started. I and Uttara, we thought we should go for an yatra because we should talk to the women. We should first convince these Galatis. If the Galatis are convinced, definitely she will convince back to the community and the women the whom we have trained along with these Galatis.
And this also underlines the need for time, for maturity, for growth. And Uttara is very dedicated towards to this mission. You are extremely dedicated, and between you, it has taken 10 years to get to the point where you are thinking of financial sustainability. That's good.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
Mr. Arun.
but
Yeah.
that's the nature of things. It takes time.
But I don't know how this works. But the idea is definitely at least 50% of the women will start contributing.
Yeah, because you have built a community of trust, a
Yeah.
community of performance and results. The women see the impact in their lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Thank you for that answer. Any more questions from the audience? So in the meantime, I'd like to ask a question that was put up by Shreya in the chat box. She asks whether, okay, so Akansha is requesting that we share the video. So we will be posting this talk as well as the video that Ms. Raghavendra mentioned about on our LinkedIn channel, LinkedIn page. So please do visit.
I'll send you the video.
Sure, thank you. Okay, so climate change jargon, as we all know, can be very complicated and inaccessible to poor and marginalized people. Generally, most of it is in very hegemonic language that not many understand. And the gap between what is in academic literature and what actually happens for adaptation and transition is different. So in that context, Shreya's question is, what is the kind of jargon and capacity building you use for climate action at the local level when it comes to entrepreneurship among women that you work with?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Yeah, so my question was, what are the kind of initiatives that you take for climate action? Because like climate action is one of the things that you guys are working on there at BuzzWomen, localizing climate action on SDGs. So what is the kind of like capacity building and training that you undertake for making rural women aware of the consequences of climate change?
Yeah. See, as I told in the Beehive, where in the Beehive meetings where Galati anchors the program, our staff will be present in that first meeting, and we will ask again the 3 volunteers who are really interested to work for climate action. So since it is again a voluntary model, these 3 volunteers, they will meet these Galati facilitators in a trainings where in each village 3 volunteers they visit in a panchayat hall, and we conduct the trainings, and especially we are just giving the awareness that how was days earlier when they used to get rains on a regular time, and we then we'll ask next question, are the rains regular now, and what is the expenses, why you are not able to save? Then they will say no, now there are too many medical expenses which she has to undergo. And then our next question is, what is the cause for that? Then she'll say, no, we are not getting proper food. Then we'll so this is the dialogue what we always trigger the answers from them. We believe that there is a lot of power within her. She knows she's not a village woman. Definitely she has a lot of power and she has the knowledge. Only thing is we should give a proper platform, and we should nudge that power what she has within. So our most of the trainings will be of more into an interactive mode, where we start questioning them back. Why is it this? When she comes up with the problem also, we always ask them, okay, what could be the solution? You could, whether have you thought of it? Then she starts answering, yeah, there are a lot of solutions for a problem. There is a solution first. That is what they see. So first, this is how our methodology in the training module, where these 3 volunteers, whatever they learn, again they go back and they discuss with their family in the community, and many have started doing small initiative. Especially I heard 2 success stories, that one of our green motivator who has attended our training, they she and her husband, they decided to cut off the trees which were on the bunds of their agricultural land. After our training, she convinced her husband not to cut down the trees, because it is the most important thing, which is environment, the damage what each one are doing. And she has started planting the saplings in the school areas. Apart from her agriculture land, she has started planting the trees in the school grounds actually.
Very encouraging to see that the gap between what academic literature says, which can be very complicated and inaccessible, local action. Yeah. Avani, do you want to ask a question? Okay. So any more questions before we wrap up? So with this, we come to the end of our session on gender women empowerment and women's rural revolution. Thank you so much, Ms. Yashoda Raghavendra, for taking the time out of your busy schedule to enlighten us about the work that you guys are doing at BuzzWomen, and in the field of female empowerment, rural entrepreneurship, and capacity building. Thank you for filling in for Ms. Narayanan, who could not join us today due to some unforeseeable circumstances. We look forward to hosting her in the future. We are also very grateful for our enthusiastic participants for their curiosity and enthusiasm, for joining us today in the late evening and making this a unique learning experience. Please do come back next month, all of you, as we raise another issue with regards to gender, and bring on another esteemed guest to talk to us about these issues. Thank you so much, and have a safe week ahead.
Thank you, Shivanshi and team. Thank you so much.